Hello, and welcome to HighLove.1, the podcast. I'm Kevin, and I want to thank you for being here, where we can be soft, be still, be seen, and, of course, just be. This is a space where story meets soul, where we come together to explore the invisible patterns that shape us, and the quiet truths that live underneath the noise. Each story you hear on this podcast is born at the edge where human emotion meets artificial intelligence. A creative interface shaped by the raw beauty of our shared humanity and the precision of evolving technology. This episode is about letting go. Not the kind we post about, but the kind that happens deep inside when we stop fighting the current and let ourselves float, even if we don't know what comes next. It's about those in-between seasons, when we're no longer who we were, but not yet who we're becoming. It's about surrender, trusting that we don't have to control the flow of life in order to belong in it. And remembering that just like water, we are allowed to move, to rest, to reshape. I believe in the healing power of self-connection, in building bridges back to ourselves through gentle reflection, through story, and through the way we speak to ourselves when no one else is watching. Today's story, I Too Am the Water, is a first-person reflection on stillness, transformation, and remembering how to come home to ourselves. Let's begin. I came to the river because I didn't know what else to do. I needed a place where I could stop performing, stop solving, just breathe. I sat near the edge on a stone warmed by afternoon light and let the quiet take me. I didn't ask for answers. I just needed to remember how to feel, really. And for a long time, I didn't move. There was a rhythm to the silence. Not empty, but full. Full of things I hadn't let myself notice in a while. A bird call, the way light scattered across the water, the sound of my own breath catching in my chest, as if I was afraid to exhale too much and let something precious slip away. And then I did move. Slowly, I stepped into the water, not to swim, not to cleanse, but to surrender, to feel it. And in that moment, this came through me. By the lake, I dare to place my hot feet into the water. Its icy touch sends waves of torture into my pulsing legs. But I creep ever so slowly into these shallow depths, placing my feet on softened rocks by the water's edge. Suddenly, my foundation is lost, and I am here, with my heart, standing so I think, but floating on this lake. My feet, I can no longer feel, for this icy cold water has taken my sense of height. It shocks my breath, this icy cold water. It sharpens my eyes and causes my hands to grip and release, grip and release, grip and release. And then off in the distance, a loon splashes down. It catches my eye, and I am taken back deeper into my mind, wondering in amazement at the grace and beauty of its colors and textures. I am embodied with love and abundance. This loon stares back briefly before it's on its way, and from there my eyes race up to the darkened sky to see such a magnificent, awe-inspiring space of light. It dances with fire. The moon, so bright it shines its signature back into this tapestry, a reflection of light on frigid water. And I breathe. It's all I have. And for a moment there, I thought I was gone. I have no recollection of the past breath or the one before. All I know is I breathe. And somehow, as my thoughts and aspirations turn to breath, the memory of the loon fades, as does the night sky. But my feet are no longer there. Their feelings are reduced to a dull ache below my ankles. Enough. I dare to be released and return to the land where I will rest. I slowly extract one foot and place it on the shore. The other soon follows until I am to be where I stood before. I am there now, and I breathe. It's all I have. For a moment there, I thought I was gone. That moment was everything. Not dramatic, not cinematic, just true. I didn't find clarity that day. I found presence. And in that presence, I remembered what it feels like to belong in my own life. Not because I solved anything, but because I just stopped resisting. Because the water didn't ask me to be anything but here. Soft, awake, alive. I didn't need to name it to know it mattered. I didn't need to fix it to feel healed. I just had to show up. And now, whenever I feel myself drifting into old stories, old fears, old noise, I return to that edge to feel aching feet in icy water, to the loon, the moon, the breath I almost forgot, to the place inside me that doesn't need anything more than the next moment and the moment after that. Wherever I go, whoever I'm with, I'm just a leaf floating down a river. I, too, am the water. These moments, they don't come often. Can you remember the last time your breath brought you back to the present? What did it teach you? What would happen if you stopped trying to feel better and let yourself feel fully? Which moment in your life felt like standing at the water's edge? What part of you stepped in, and what part returned? I would love to hear your discussions and ideas and feedback about the water's edge on the discussion board at highlove.one. Thank you for listening not just with your ears, but with your heart. I know you're there, for making space inside yourself for softness and for memory and for truth. I know you're listening. If this story reminded you of something you've carried quietly, maybe for years, I hope you felt a little less alone tonight. Maybe there's a version of you standing at the water's edge, wondering, what happens if I take one more step? Maybe this is your invitation to go stand beside them now, not to fix, but to witness. This mission of highlove.one has always been simple: to create a space where we can soften the inner dialogue, where we can bring compassion to the stories that we've inherited, and where we can remember through words, through emotion, through connection, that feeling is not something to be ashamed of. It's how we find our way back. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you and share it with someone who might need it, or simply let it settle inside. You can follow highlove.one on Instagram or visit the website to find more stories, visuals, and reflections just like this one. And if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe. New episodes are released monthly. My name is Kevin, and until then.